Today, let's discuss the diversity and inclusion, how great teams pay off in the knowledge economy. Have you watched Hidden Figures? It's a great movie. It's not only about women of color, but also about everyone. Why do we need diversity and inclusion? Maybe because of political correction, regardless of their real position on this topic. It is about equality of opportunity, and also it's about human rights. Morally, it is the right thing to do. We listed so many reasons. However, do you feel like it's an effort of persuasion on ourselves to assume an extra cost and a new responsibility? Further, if it is responsibility and a cost, why don't we keep this practice in our public sector and let government assume this social responsibility? Why do we have to introduce diversity to private sectors? Private sectors are profit chasing. It doesn't make sense to ask business owners to assume extra cost and responsibility while they didn't cause the issue before and don't get any benefit out of it after. We need an answer here, a logical one. So today I will try to answer this why. We will show that in the era of knowledge economy, creating diverse and inclusive teams and workforce is the sensible and innovative thing to do. Since our audience have strong mathematical background and working in financial industry, we have to make numerical and logical sense. Diversity and inclusion yield tangible bonus and real benefit. Embrace them is the only option for us. First, I would like to remind everyone the fact that skills, knowledge, and talent, they are multidimensional. A person can be versatile, but a team can be diversified. You know, even superheroes, they need a team to cover each other's back. When we work and contribute, we have our own repertoire to offer. It includes information, knowledge, heuristics or tools, representation, mental models or framework. Information is about meaningful data. Knowledge is our theoretical or empirical understanding of patterns, literatures, or domains of inquiry. It's about knowing how. Heuristics are tools and methods for finding solutions or generating new ideas. Representations are perspectives and categorizations. A low credit score customer is risky in our mind, but other teams, they may see an opportunity of revenue generating. Mental models or framework is our systematic simplifications that describes the relevant features within a domain. As we all know, models, they are simplifications. They always come with assumptions and limitations. By combining different items on our repertoire, we form our skills. For example, project management, statistical modeling, data investigation, communication and presentation skills, code optimizations. First, diversity bonus works by adding new skills to teams, which is the most fundamental and straightforward way. Second, diversity improves team skills. Let's look at an example. Assume our existing team have the following levels on the 5 required skills mentioned above. Now, we are interviewing two candidates, A and B. From a conventional perspective, definitely B is better than A. However, from a complementary and diversity perspective, shall we give a second look at candidate A? Because he or she can make the team skill more comprehensive and well-rounded. Last but not least, the most important way how diversity bonus works is through the network of ideas and solutions. If you have one idea, I have one idea, by simply combining two ideas, we got the third one. 1 plus 1 equals 3. If we have a bigger team, the combination is enormous. It is called super additiveness. Furthermore, when ideas meet other ideas, new ideas created. Some chemical effect, explosive effect happens. Sometimes we are running out of solutions. Team discussion can be inspiring and generate real solutions. Now you must wonder, since the diversity bonus is such a magic, is it working everywhere? Let's look at where it works first. In predictive tasks, diversity bonus exists. There is a diversity prediction theorem. Here it is. Ew. Okay, in plain language, collective error equal to average error minus diversity bonus. In other words, a diverse group will always be more accurate than the average of its members. Think about our modeling techniques: random forest, bagging, boosting. We try to leverage diversity in different ways to improve our model performance, and also on creative tasks. Diversity bonus also exists in problem-solving tasks. We need our toolbox to solve problems, and a diversified toolbox helps us to achieve that efficiently and effectively. Now let's look at where diversity bonus doesn't work. Usually it's in routine and manual work and tasks. Do you still remember Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times? Individual difference doesn't matter, and even harmful. I kept talking about diversity theory and hypothetical situations. Do we have real empirical evidence to support a diversity bonus and our claims? In some domains, the diversity bonus is unequivocal. It is prevailing in prediction domains. I guess some of you may know the story about the Netflix prize. It is an open competition to predict the user rating for movies, and the prize is $1 million. The winning team is a combination of 4 leading teams. Correlation analysis and also McKinsey case study found out companies with more leadership diversity have better financial performance. Another pronounced evidence is in the academy. A generation ago, a model academic paper had one single author. Today, a scientific paper is 3 times more likely to have 6 or more co-authors. The other evidence is the growth of teams. Today, we have more teams in managing mutual fund, developing software and applications, and also providing business decisions. It also occurred in creative industry, like songwriting. On the other side, we also observe failed examples. The most famous case is the Norwegian natural experiment on gender effect. In 2003, Norway passed a law requiring Norwegian board of directors to be 40% female by 2008. The outcome is the board that most increased their gender diversity performed worse after the law has been implemented. We cannot jump to conclusions too fast. First, in an ideal natural experiment, the women board members supposed to be similar to male board members in terms of their experience level and educational background. However, the reality is the women board members, they are younger and less experienced. The other factor we also want to consider is Norway's industry are concentrated on petroleum, natural gas, metal, fishing, unlike fast food, retail, high-tech, or media. Gender diversity definitely matters less in Norwegian industries. This case reminds us an important fact that the empirical evidence is always based on the world as it is, while the theory tells us the world as it could be. At the end, I would like to highlight a couple of caveats and conditions. First, we need a mind change. It is not a burden, trade-off, or sacrifice. Instead, it's an opportunity of growth. On the other hand, we also have to remind ourselves, diversity bonus is not magic. It is not everywhere. It doesn't happen overnight. Further, we cannot grab a random diverse person from the street and adding to your team and pray for the growth of team performance. The accuracy of added resource is the prerequisite for the diversity bonus. The theory here is trying to help us establish a real faith, but not a blind optimism. In order to achieve the bonus, from corporate perspective, building an inclusion culture is a good starting point. From an individual perspective, make sure we are open-minded and can work in a diverse environment and culture. It will be a key competitive advantage in the future job market. After going through the theory, I have no doubt on diversity bonus. However, I still have a question. On one side, we know that the success of the modern society is building on top of the economic specialization. At the same time, communication cost is lower among similar minds. So there is a need of specialization. And today, we learned another need of diversity. How do we balance these two needs? How do we design the hierarchy of the diversity such that we can maximize the bonus? Let's look up to our hidden and great figures again. Katherine Johnson, Doris Wan, and Mary Jackson. The great leader, Mr. Harrison, who knocked off the sign of washroom for colored women. He said, at the end of the day, we are looking for the genius out of geniuses. My response is that that's great. However, finding a super genius is difficult with high uncertainty. Instead, constructing a diverse team out of geniuses is much easier with high certainty. Thank you for your time. The book is from Scott Page. He's also the author of The Model Thinker.